for maybe the next 22
Boom.
years.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to
Then
the
I
Clip
heard
Out
coming
Show.
down from
With
the
your
back
host with the
towards my
most, King
house.
Truth,
What
Hosenberg,
was
Benny
really
Bud, and want to
surprising to
work,
me,
want to flow.
I was sure to
We
put my head
coming
in the
at you live,
backyard
minute
and then leave it.
12:31.
But I knew that this had to be him.
This gonna be
The
DJ
knocking was very
Academics
rapid
basically
and
crashing out
startled.
on Manio and
Madonna
Jim Jones,
walked back
basically
to look
saying
at the
ain't no
window.
money in the rap
When I
game.
got
Y'all
there,
stepping in my
nobody
lane
was at
now.
the
Y'all
door.
stepping in my field,
I
the
looked out the back
podcasting field.
window and all
So
around my
don't try to
yard.
say nothing to me because
However,
I
I did
built
not
this
see
shit
anyone.
basically.
I
And
kept looking for like 10 minutes
y'all are
straight.
just known for music,
I
and
went back
y'all ain't
into the
really
living
known for
room
music
after that.
anymore because y'all haven't
There
had
were
any
no more
hits out in a
thoughts or
long
strange
time or whatever. You
noises.
feel me?
Less than an hour
So
later,
boom,
the storm stopped
Act
and my
basically
power was
crashes out.
restored. I
We're
kept
gonna
an
get
eye
into
out
these
back for the
four
rest of the
clips.
night though,
One
but
from
didn't
Clip
see the
World
guy
TV,
again.
one from the Ruler Report, as well as who else is on here?
This took I was one evening. I lived with my husband, but he was at a sports game with one of his friends,
Ruler
and I knew
Report,
that he would be gone until much
Boss
later.
Talk 101,
It was a normal night, and probably about 9 p.m. or
and No
so.
Jumper Clips.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, the power went out. Everything went black, and I found this to be really strange. It was
So
not
we're gonna get
storming
right into
outside.
this, man.
So
And subscribe and hit the
I knew that he
notification
had
bell so
taken
I
it
know
back
y'all
to
there,
put
so I
away
can
all this.
touch you
So
listen
at that
there.
point, I
Follow
went
me
on
on
my
Kick,
phone
Twitch,
and not to the
Discord,
app of our
IG,
electric
TikTok.
company that
Hype
we
the
have.
video, share the video,
I looked to see if there were any
like it up.
reported power
Let's get
outages
to
in the
4,000
area.
subs, y'all. Let's go.
Sometimes, if there are, it will say the cause of it, and it will also
Before the feds get done, I take off.
Mano and academics are still going at it, and it's starting to get ugly for both individuals. Now, we all know that it started over academics basically roasting he calling them senior citizens on how they dress. And really, just to be all the way honest, he really didn't even go at Mano. He was actually going at Jim Jones and Fabulous. He even didn't even say anything about the way that Dave East was dressed, although he did mention something about Dave East talking about his looks or whatever. But all in all, it was all in good humor. He was being sarcastic. He was joking. Apparently, Mano didn't find it too funny because Mano will respond, and we did a video and reacted to that already. Well, guess what? It's still going. Not only did academics respond to Mano again, but Mano actually said something. We're going to go over all of that in this video. But first off, let's start with what academics said on his last live stream in response to Mano.
Me saying that him and Jim Jones, well, it wasn't about him. I said Jim Jones was dressed like a senior citizen. Just do your research, okay? When you type it in, Jim Jones comes. Yo, Chad. Yo, this is why they're mad at me. Why the hell is Fab sitting over here? Yo, Fab over here sitting here like, yo, why is Mano speaking up for Fab like Fab is bitch? Like Fab is his girl. Like, yo, I commented on Fab, not you, nigga. Why are you speaking up for Fab like Fab your girl? Yo, Fab over here like sips tea. What the fuck? Fab, if you felt some way about me commenting on your fucking headband, you can speak. Why is your boyfriend Oh, I can't say that. They're gonna beat me up. I was speaking of Fab. Fab over there with a pinky up. He's sipping. While his boo, Mano, is over here going crazy for him. Like, yo, what? Yo, he could talk too. Yo, now, I do want to point out to y'all, the whole time Jim Jones is... we ain't see y'all talk about a Max B topic yet. Mano, Jim Jones, y'all can't give me no game. Let me tell y'all the goddamn truth. Let me just break it down. And y'all could print this, put this everywhere. Y'all went from being lobby boys to the pod boys. Y'all was hustling on the block of being in the streets. Then y'all was hustling with the microphones and being rappers. Y'all over here trying to hustle on my block, the block that I built. The shit y'all doing, I helped build, nigga. Remember that. So y'all can't talk about lame because I never came to y'all block. I ain't come to y'all block like, yo, I can't get no money. So, yo, listen, yo, go over here. Yo, I can't, my shit slow over there. Could I start rapping? No, nigga. Rap slowed up. Nobody listening to y'all. Facts. Right? Y'all couldn't clearly get nothing in. Well, I don't want to encourage nobody to get nothing in the streets. Y'all on my block. My block is a podcast broadcasting block. You on my block. I can't be lame. The lame nigga created the block you're fucking with. Ask about it.
So excuse me as I speak freely in this particular situation right here, because I kind of just want to say how I feel without trying to like put it together in a more like proper or professional format. So check this out. Academics is talking real strong right now about creating a lane that these individuals is in, the senior citizens, as he called them. I gotta be honest, when it comes to like this commentary stuff that I do and other people do, and there's a lot of us that's just doing this, not potting, but doing commentary, putting out 10, 15, 20-minute videos where we giving commentary based off of things that's either happening in hip-hop, things that's happening in the streets, or stuff that's just happening on YouTube or whatever. You know what I mean? I have to give credit where credit is due, especially for the guys that aren't showing their face and doing voiceovers and talking about that type of shit. Academics definitely paved the way and created that lane. And like, I mean, solely, like, I really can't think of anybody that did it the way that he did it and was as successful as he was in the hip hop space and in the urban space, right? But when we talk about this podcast lane, I can't blur the lines and say, like, okay, because he did the commentary, because he was, you know, doing those videos, that helped the podcasting space. Because think about it. During that time, people in the culture were potting. When academics wasn't even live streaming, they were potting. So even him saying he helped build that lane, I will say that he might have, you know, created some type of, you know, lane or something. But when we want to give credit to the people that helped create and build that lane, we got to give it to people like Taxstone. We got to give that credit to individuals like Joe Budden. Them dudes was potting back in it. Like, I mean, Joe Budden probably been potting damn near 20 years at this point. Same thing with Taxstone. Taxstone, you know, he had been potting, you know what I mean? And show other people how to do it. So when Academics goes on his, you know, training day rant about a lane that he created, I got to give a little pushback to that. Yeah, Academics kicked down a lot of doors, but by the time him and Joe Budden came to Complex, Joe Budden had already been doing this thing. Joe Budden was already on Apple, you know what I mean? Where you can listen to the pods or whatever. He was already on there, you know what I mean, with the Joe Budden show. Taxstone then already caught his case. He had already had his run with the potting. You feel what I'm saying? Other people were already doing podcasts. And when we think about what was going on at Complex with that show that they had, I didn't necessarily look at that as a podcast formatted show. First and foremost, it was commercial. Most of our podcasts aren't looked at as being commercial. You know what I mean? Even though now that they're starting to get ads today, it still has a raw feel. Complex didn't give me a raw feeling about the topics and the things that they were talking about and the way that it was presented. You feel what I'm saying? So I can't give Academics that, but what I will say is he's definitely correct about Jim Jones and the way that Jim Jones was dressing, or the way that Jim Jones acts and dresses to this day. I believe that he is the oldest YN in the game. I haven't seen Mano really get out of character. In fact, he been dressing the way that he dressed. One of the things that Academics did talk about that I know that they're going to actually respond to is Jim Jones and them not having topics or talking about topics with Max B in it. That's really a vital conversation. And I think he gonna get a response from that. Speaking of responses, though, Mano got wind of the conversation that Academics was having that we just reacted to. And this is what Mano had to say.
DJ Acarelish, you talking again? You let your pride and Hennessy get you to the point of gas you up to say things that don't even make no sense on the internet? You again? You on the internet talking about your lane. But let me ask you something about your lane. Was it your lane when that lady said that you forced herself on her? Huh? Is that your lane? Huh? Sexual assault, is that your lane? All word, because that's what you accused for, right? Ain't that the shit that you paid out for? But I'm gonna give you one even better than that. Was it your lane when you was on the internet having that conversation with that 15-year-old boy, and you're talking about going up in him and putting things in him and giving him sex talk and talking about having sex with him? Is that your lane? That's not the lane that I'm in. That's not the lane that I'm a part of. You ain't nothing but a sexually deviant elf, boy. What's wrong with you? You an alcoholic that's a pervert that's built like Papa Smurf. Come on. You could have left this alone. You said something first and said something back. We could have left it at that. But you talking again, knowing that we got recordings of you having sex talk with a 15-year-old. He told you he was 15 years old and he wasn't gay. But you still try to push your agenda on him. Leave this alone, man. You got too many things going on. You understand what I'm saying? The only thing on the internet that belongs to you is your titties and that bottle of Hennessy. You're sitting there on that chair with your thighs rubbing, you're sweating. The girls say you stink. Come on, man. Stop playing. Come on. Look. You ain't winning nothing.
Now, Mano would actually post a screenshot of a Wikipedia post, and it would talk about things that academics have going on. You know, some of the things Mano actually spoke about in his video. There was a grape situation and a sexual assault type situation and a defamation that academics got hit with back in July 2022. And this incident allegedly happened at DJ Academics' home. Now, I can remember like details to this. Academics did talk about it. He didn't have a choice. Allegedly took place at his home around his pool with a female who actually eventually came out and spoke about this with other podcasters. And I want to say academics claim that he fully cooperated with law enforcement, and he blamed it on two individuals that was at his house that night. Now, Mano would even go further and post some other stuff. You know what I mean? It said in January 2025, it talked about a Discord call between a Twitch streamer, which DJ Academics made some explicit sexual remarks in relation to, get this, the dude was 15 years old. Now, y'all remember this situation, and Academics was saying some pretty weird stuff to the boy. Academics came on stream, apologized for it, and it kind of got swept under the rug. A lot of people, I guess they looked at it as if Academics was drunk, just talking crazy, trolling the individual with some, I'm going to spell it backwards, with some YAG type of accusations. He even asked the boy, would he actually want to perform some type of, actions with another boy that was on the stream or whatever. And the boy said, no, I'm not YAG. And the boy said that he was uncomfortable with the conversation, as well as, if you look at the bottom of this particular screenshot, it says academics continue to push the subject further, unsettling the team. Now, we all know about all this. And I'm showing that to say that from academics talking about these guys' age to the way that they dress, the response was to bring this out. Now, you can't tell nobody how to respond to what they consider to have been disrespect. Apparently, Mano felt disrespected, so now he's hitting below the belt. He's pulling out all of this dirt on academics, or so-called dirt, that a lot of us, let's not play dumb, all of us knew about this with DJ Academics. And for whatever reason, it really wasn't, it didn't go too far. I think it had like a 48-hour lifespan where people made videos about it for like 2 days, and then that was it. But if Mano is pulling this out, that lets me further know that Mano is feeling some type of way. Now, we're going to see how Academics responds to this being pulled out, because this is like Mano's ace in the hole, I guess. Outside of this, I don't know if he has anything else that he could actually mix. You know what I mean? But these accusations was definitely serious. I'm not going to try to downplay it or not. It is what it is. I'm not about to make no excuses for no other man for what Mano pulled up. I mean, the shit crazy, right? But at the end of the day, man, when you play these podcast games and you go like these podcast wars and beefing and bringing up other people's dirt and, you know what I mean? Like playing that troll game and you want to keep it pod. Okay, this is a part of pod. And this is a part of being a YouTuber. This is a part of being a content creator. It happens. Every large platform, every large YouTuber, every large content creator, 9 times out of 10, they've been in several of these type of situations where they're going back and forth with an individual. Sometimes your damn channel get clipped. And a lot of times things that you may not want people to talk about ends up getting dug up and presented to thousands of, if not millions of people online. And now this is where I told you on the last stream, this is where you find out if this content creation is for you. Now, Academics is going to defend this, but then we're going to see how far he goes. And trust and believe, Whack 100 is going to get involved in this at some point. Depending on how this shit goes, I can see Academics calling Whack and them having a conversation about Mano as well as Jim Jones, man. And don't forget, Ray J and Fabulous got into a little scuffle. But get in the comment section, though. Did Mano go too far by pulling this out, or is all fair in love and war? Y'all already know what it is, man. Ruler gang.
They got me feeling like I'm academics. Can't run away.
Chat, the rap game is completely cooked. Rap game is completely cooked. There's a new podcast that got announced. It's called Let's Rap About It by Mano, Fabulous, and Dave East. They're dropping a podcast. I think this is going to be a weekly podcast, and you see it here. Mano, Fabulous, Jim Jones, and Dave East. Chat, I got to keep it a being with y'all. There ain't no money in music left. These rappers, the only thing as musicians they get from it is a cool factor. I remember when, and I know this is my first Drake reference to the stream, so forgive me. You know when Drake says, it's really 1% of us getting the money. The rest of these niggas is broke. Maybe Jay said that. That's true. There's literally, I think it's less now. It's not 1% getting the money. It's 0.1% getting the money. There is no more money in rap for the casual rapper. And I'm not disrespecting these guys, okay? But I want to tell you that rappers are realizing that they have platforms and, you know, they have these other things that is more monetizable than them making music. If you told me that Fabulous, Jim Jones, Mano, and Dave East, if you told me that they were together, I'd be like, oh my God, they're making like some type of 4-way greatest New York rapper things. Shit, they're going to sell some shit, go on tour. Bruv, there's no more money in music. Unless like you're YB, unless you're like the Drakes. There's no money for the middle order guys. It is complete famine mode, chat. I'm keeping a bean with y'all. And I like this move. And I actually encourage more rappers, quit rapping. Please, quit. Because y'all are making music and it's starting to become, if a tree falls in the woods, does anyone hear it? Cam still raps, but Cam does it dope now. He just drops a freestyle while he's potting. You know why? You think you want to go really get in the studio, put 6 months into making a project, then go promote it for 3 months for that shit to sell 11,000 copies? Stream a bunch of nothing? Have to convince some label head to buy your shit because it's not selling? Rap is done. And when I mean rap is done because I need to explain this before people clip me and take this out of. Rap is done because there's no more parity. It used to be 10% of rappers that's really getting it. Then it went down to 5%. Then it went down to 1%. Now I could confidently tell y'all it's 0.1%. The rest of these guys, they have some fame. They have maybe a catalog, but the rap industry right now is going to take either labels reinventing it, investing more into the brand of some of these artists. By the way, TikTok's done a number on it too. TikTok has convinced labels why invest in artists when an algorithm could just do all the work that you would normally pay millions for. So they stopped investing. Like, why the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, hey, let me tell you this. An artist like Cardi B is probably going to be, well, you got to be Cardi B to get the label to match your energy with an investment. The label is heavily invested in Cardi B, but they've been invested for the last 7 years because that's the last time she dropped an album. The regular artist, a label ain't trying to put nothing in there. They're looking at them like, they're looking at the artist like, so you ain't popping? So let's do this math. And this is the math these labels are doing. So we got to spend $1 million to get you to even sell some shit. Then we got to wait 2 years because all the investment we done gave you as an advance on your production budget, marketing budget, we did all of this shit. We don't break even for like 5 years. And even then, that shit doesn't do anything. Let me ask you a question. Would y'all invest $2 million to at the end be able to say, oh, I invested $2 million, waited 5 years, and now I have $2.3 million? Feels stupid, right? You're risking $2 million just to, in 5 years, granted, if it's a bank account, that's very different. But these niggas could just put their money in the bank. Now, we're not talking about new artists. We're talking about really established artists. These days, rappers are in a weird place. That's why you're seeing a lot of these niggas ain't dropping no more. Labels don't want to invest in them. Yo, it takes $3 million to get you hot. And we're going to have to wait. We got to wait 5 years just to even get our investment back. It's actually proven what Leor Cohen was saying. Shit, at this point, we need a 360 for y'all niggas because y'all are doing podcasts, y'all doing everything but rap. And also, shit, most of y'all are making y'all money on touring. But we got to just wait 5 years just to go even with your bitch ass. Respectfully. So what I'm trying to tell y'all, and I know y'all might be like, no, this is just an age thing and it's older rappers. There's a lot of, I know 5 rappers right now that's back to drug dealing, and I hope they don't get caught because it's going to be sad. You think that, by the way, they still shining. But it's something about the lifestyle that when their rap career fall off, they start trapping instantly. Fast money is addictive. They start trapping immediately. Yo, these niggas are selling drugs like it's going out of style. I kid you not. And I be looking at them on Instagram because like some of them, like at first they would act like, oh, now I'm still in the studio. I'm still in like music mode. These other niggas, they're like, fuck the music. They're just showing the work. Yo, just look at the product. I'm like, God damn, these niggas is. Have they never heard my motto? There are no famous criminals. That is free for a long time unless you're a snitch. Anyway, I want to congratulate Mano, Fabulous Davies. We welcome you into the podcasting content game. By the way, we welcome Jada and Fat Joe. By the way, the whole New York is now potting. The whole LA really is potting. I'm waiting for the YG podcast as well. YG, we need a podcast. A lot of y'all niggas, we need a podcast from. It is time. It's time. Think about this. A 3-minute song is just not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm encouraging the majority of these rappers who are scared to drop, stop going to the studio to waste time. Again, I'm not dissing your talent. I'm telling you where the market is. Labels have a extra, they're in one of them lazy boy chairs, leaning back, hoping that you make fire in the forest while it's raining. That's what they're waiting for. It probably ain't gonna happen, but they're done invested. They don't want to invest. So if you have some type of fame, you like, instead of posting your Instagram model chick that you're tricking on like 5 days out of the week, and you're like hyped about, oh shit, I got 100,000 likes, brother. The next studio you go to shouldn't be a music studio. Go to a podcast studio. Bring you your engineer buddy. Bring another rapper who fell off too. And I'm not saying this is only for fell off rappers, because I think Jim Jones, if you ask Jim Jones, he would think he's in his prime. Okay? And it's not only for veteran rappers, because I think, we would look at Fab as being in his prime. Okay? This is for all rappers. If your label isn't giving you an active budget to fund and promote you as a rapper every quarter, not only when you're dropping the album, that's not enough anymore. Every quarter, bruv, that's your side job now. Pick up a podcast mic, get a streaming backpack, or nigga, become a vlogger. I'm telling you the truth. Okay? The money is over in these realms. It is not in the music industry. I'm telling y'all. Okay? Rappers, I'm finally glad, because for a long time I seen y'all were trying to be fashionistas. Early back in the day, rappers used to want to be ball players want to be rappers. Then rappers and basketball players wanted to be like fashion niggas, because they were all dressing like they're on the runway. Go see Le Bebe and motherfucking James Harden. Them niggas, I don't know where they think they were going. Now, all these niggas won't be causing that at this point. It is what it is. So welcome everybody into the podcasting lane. We love to hear your voice. Okay? We love to hear your voice. All right? We'll just call y'all pod rappers. And by the way, this is no diss, but we have to be transparent. There is no money in rap. And I hope Jim Jones speaks on this at a certain point. I guarantee if they had a viral guest for their episode 1, they could have walked this into so many buildings and probably get a $2 million check for a podcast deal. Here's the thing. No disrespect to Jim Jones, I don't know if he's getting $2 million for a rap deal. So think about this. You could probably get more for a podcast deal than a rap deal. Fuck the rap shit. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't rap. I'm just saying, like, bruv, the idea of rappers being so cool they just hide out at the studio. Yeah, if you're Youngboy or Cardi that's actually paying the bills and really, really up off this rap shit, cool. Otherwise, man, I like this. How does Boosie make money? Interviews. That nigga pull up in a hood. That's how I got his fan case. Do features. Boosie's a hustler. If you got 15,000, Boosie would probably come wash your car. Like, and that's no disrespect to him. Boosie's a fucking hustler, bro. And fuck with a new camera. All good. But congratulations to these guys. And I'm excited to see what they got to do. All right, my people.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. The reason you see.
Are New York City gentlemen in their 40s and 50s having, I won't even call it a midlife crisis, but they're literally having like this like almost stunted development. All the 50-year-old men who were gangsters and cool dudes back in the day seem to have the most childish ideals. They're all dressing like they're YNs, acting as if they are children, and they're still playing the same childish games as if they were 14 and 15. Why?
What?
Yo,
Fucking
yo.
Bad body ass nigga running your mouth about what niggas should be wearing and all that. All I'm listen, just it's all cool. We gonna get it, but just understand what you give, we gonna give back though. So it is what it is though. You want, because I seen you, nigga, and we had a conversation. You was very nice. You understand? So
I seen him too.
yeah, so
I think I ever seen Academics.
I never seen him in life. And
And I be outside a little bit.
Right.
I never seen him.
Of course you don't.
Not like I was looking for him or anything, but I just never just
life.
Let me tell you why.
I never saw him.
Right? Because this is a guy that had a hard time dealing with life early on.
Seen him before.
Right? Right? And being
He be outside. I be seeing him. He be places
outside,
though.
right? But listen to this.
Y'all told me y'all bumped into him.
Let me tell you.
Where y'all bumped into him, man?
At a young NBA concert.
I think that's where they go. They go to like shows. That's
Right.
where you gotta
Yeah.
catch him, man.
But let me tell you about
I
the
mean,
nigga.
run into them, man.
He had a hard time in life.
You know,
right? Because he's insecure. He probably grew up hating himself. You understand? This is a nigga that hated himself because he couldn't be cool, right? So now that a few dollars then got you the confidence you need, because what do money do for a lame nigga? Give him confidence, right? But you know what money don't do for a nigga? It don't unlame a lame.
Let me ask you a question.
Wow, guys! Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and we're gonna ask the question that they're asking right now. Listen, guys, Mano claps back at DJ Academics. DJ Academics, as you know, been going back and forth. He went back and forth with Jim Jones about him acting like a YN. Well, Mano is the co-host at a podcast they do. And this is a back and forth thing now between Academics calling out the OGs, the old dudes who dressing and acting like they're younger than what they should be. I got a guy here who I can specially ask about this. OG Pyru, are you there?
I'm right here.
Man, what's on? First of all, good morning, man. What's going on with this, man?
Man, ain't no good morning.
So we got Mano and Fabulous and Jim Jones and another guy, Dave East. And they are pretty much bringing it to a head that they not trying to hear what Academics is putting out in the air.
Well, I mean, I concur with Academics 100% on the behavior and the lifestyle of old dudes that are trying to deflect of the lost time that they had and they can't make up. Crack cocaine took 30 years out of a black man's life, and we became socially retarded. Crack cocaine in prison. So I heard what DJ Academic said, and he didn't say no name, so he hurt somebody's feelings.
Wow.
He said old niggas doing what old niggas do, and Mano got his feelings caught up in a bunch and just started going off on bruh, like he had a closed life and he didn't ever have money. Well, none of us had money before, and when we got it, we acted a fool.
Yeah, but I got to stop you because Academics have had a run-in with Jim Jones about this same thing, and he come back to reiterate the fact about Jim Jones being a YN. So they have had previous situations about this. They seen each other at the NBA YoungBoy concert, and they checked him.
Regardless, I say this, like I say, the quickest way to put out a forest fire is to cut off the oxygen. If you say anything about me, I'm not going to respond to it because it profanicize the image of me. And now dude is hollering. He got a leather coat on here. He dressing like casual. And it's feel like his feelings are, it got nothing to do with, but you have a majority of dudes 50, 60 years old acting like they 15, talking to young 20-year-old back in the day. And 90% of them that they're talking about being back in the day wasn't even cool when it was really, when this was a struggle in the 70s, they was in the house somewhere. And they don't get cool until they 40 and 50 years old and misleading 16-year-olds.
Well, you just wait right there, first of all. Only one go back to the 70s is you. Okay? We can't go back. We're only 1 and 2 and 3 in the 70s when you're 50 something. Now you are double, triple notch OG. So basically you have understanding, and that's why I value you so much, because you take me back to where I can't remember. So I'll be like, dang, OG, really? And it's exciting to hear all the things that you've seen that I was just a pup trying to understand. So I appreciate that.
So what?
But at the end of the day, when you said the 70s, I had to correct you on that. We're looking at the 80s, at the late 80s and the late 90s. We're looking at the late 80s and the late 90s. We're not looking at no damn 70s.
You cannot correct me because it's uncorruptible. Anybody go back, I go to the 70s, the 50s, the 60s, and any lane that goes back and try to tell somebody what they did in the past, if you did all that, you'd still be on death row.
That's right. That's right. I agree with that part. When I look at
DJ Academics is saying exactly that these old dudes, instead of taking a hold and taking control of these young, what they call the YN. Now you got these abbreviations added in for young niggas, YNs. And so it's no way in the hell that I will allow a kid to dictate my life to me. I don't care how much.
I see where you're going with it. So you saying that they're being influenced by the 16 and 17-year-old when they should be teaching the 16 and 17-year-old.
Exactly.
Okay, but that go by how you act.
But that's what you shallow Negroes kill me. You don't understand the point that people be making.
Okay.
When he's talking about this, and this dude's feelings got all hurt. How many young blacks are you helping? You walking around here, you're on a podcast at 50, 60 years old because you ain't made it. You sitting there trying to recreate something in life in somebody's business that we ain't got no business to be in. We're not talking about politics. We're not talking about structure. We're not talking about building Black America. We're gossiping on these podcasts like 16-year-olds.
OG, I think that is very, very damn biased. You want to know why?
I didn't ask you why.
Well, you're going to hear why. It's my turn to talk. Okay. OG, these podcasters, this, first of all, is a different wave. It used to be the radio announcer, which was Howard Cosell. All of these different people that was on the radio, Tom Joyner in the morning. It's the same thing. They just didn't change it over to now it's airwaves for radio waves where people are talking. And it's actually a thing where you hear, even mine, you hear it. You don't even in actuality, you don't even have to see it because it comes through audio as well as video. But most people are intrigued by either or, and they pick their low-hanging fruit for what they like. And this is nothing different than that. So to say, oh, just because we are podcasting, and there are, whether it's Angie Stone pass away, whether it's different things that happen in the economy, the shutdown, all kind of stuff comes out on these podcasts. So at the end of the day, when I look at these guys, along with myself and yourself, you're giving a perspective from the Black community and the Black culture that never have been able to be used in that way ever. So for you to sit back and try to act as if it's just gossip is totally crazy.
I'm not acting. I'm displaying something that happened. 90% of podcasters is talking about bullshit.
Whoa.
Howard Cosell talked about sports. Tom Joyner talked about music and uplifting Black people.
Oh, he talked about gossip sometime too. Get out of here. You can look it up now. Them boys, Russ Parr and all them boys came from him. They talked about shit that was going on in the everyday life every damn morning.
Now he's a little podcast.
No, I'm just telling you, this ain't no different, OG. You need to stop that shit.
Okay.
It's not.
Let America decide.
We're going to let them decide because at the end of the day, you had some bullshitters back then and you got some bullshitters now.
Right 100, Charleston White and all them other, what's his name? Adam 12, Vlad, all the rest of these, and even sometimes DJ Academics and what's the other name? Portrait, the one look like SpongeBob. a poetic justice.
Oh, boy, shout out to Poetic Flacco, which is a dope. He reminds me of an old Walter Cronkite. You're
So, yeah, we have a plethora of non-productive information that comes over these airwaves today. And to show you and personify how prevalent this is, because if it was anything good for Black people, white America wouldn't let us have all these damn podcasts. Every Negro think he can jump on a podcast, and he said, and they the same way that they gave Negroes cell phones so they could get all of our information, and we just talk. So Mario, get yourself together, bro, and be a grown man, and don't be trying to get at DJ Academics, because for one thing that he said is true and relevant when 90% of the Black elder population is not standing up doing what they supposed to do for the generation coming up.
Well, I want to be honest with you. I think you totally playing a serious game of you don't see the others, because you have people like Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, all these different other guys do the same thing. But when it's something about when we do it, it's a reason to make it look like you go to a Black community, you call it the ghetto.
Has anyone been paying attention to this simmering conflict between Mano and Academics?
Yeah.
So
that's funny.
I'll let you know how it sparked off. Basically, Academics was doing a little bit of a review of a new podcast that's out there that features Jim Jones, Fabulous, Dave East, and who am I forgetting? Mano. Okay. So they're all doing a podcast together. In one of the clips, Fabulous is wearing a sweatband around his forehead. He is rocking a style that I would say a sweatband as like a fashion statement. Obviously, this makes people think about Allen Iverson. You don't really see it a lot these days, but Academics had jokes about it, basically saying, oh, I can't believe that Fabulous is rocking a sweatband. He ain't in the gym. He's making a joke about it, like whatever.
Exactly.
It wasn't that serious, though.
That was his style from back in the days anyway.
It definitely was. 100%.
So
yeah.
Mano claps back on him, at him on the podcast. Fabulous didn't really say too much about it. Maybe a little bit more media trained, didn't really feel the need to like get super in on it or whatever. What Academic said was really not that offensive. He was kind of making a joke about his fashion choice, which fashion is always going to be a little goofy. You could always make jokes about what people are wearing. Like anybody's outfit could get cooked by just saying, oh, it looks like this. It looks like that. Like that's the easiest thing, you know? And so.
But what Academic, he didn't say nothing wrong.
About the sweatband?
Because like they still dress how they started off their careers.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt Fabulous look kind of cool.
But that's kind of like that. But that was the main critique.
Yeah, no, Fabulous for sure. Like he said, Fabulous dope. You feel me? Just like, see, you can't get caught up.
25 is crazy though.
Yeah, I mean, that's your opinion. Like
I know we all got opinions, but I'm saying as an adult,
you know, that's his fashion statement. Like fashion is about taking risks. Fashion's about taking risks. That's how fashion come about. It ain't about really trying to be trendy where everybody else are wearing. You gotta like freestyle this shit and have a sense for this and take them risks. That's gonna have some. Yeah, gonna have them up like, man, what the fuck are you doing?
And
like,
even if it's some old, it's like bringing back old is basically what fashion is all about. It's like you very rarely are you going to be able to come up with something that's like entirely new. Exactly. It's like I want to be, you know, sometimes people are rocking pants that are damn near bell bottoms. Yeah, and the easy joke is to say, oh, you rocking bell bottoms. It's like the 70s, but it's like the size of pants or the cut of pants that people wear changes like every year so much. We're in a weird time now where some people wear skinny jeans, some people wear super baggy jeans. That's just how it goes. You know, there's no like dominant trend like that. The sweatband to me is not that far out of line.
No, man, that shit crazy.
That's just like how,
but it is, bro.
That ain't no different.
When I was in 8th grade,
that's not no different.
The throwback jerseys.
That's not no different. No, that's not no different than True Religion falling out for a minute. Now it's coming back. No, and people wearing it.
That's like with the throwback jersey. Throwback jersey's been dead for 20 years. Playboy Cardi wore one earlier this year, made it look fly as everybody doing it. All his fans are in the audience doing it.
Hey, look.
Man, my boy,
it's you not on you, right? It's
my boy.
person, and nobody took it personal but Mano. So like, I think Fabulous kind of laughed it off anyway. He wasn't too much tripping. But like, I agree with academics. That don't mean it ain't gonna affect Fabulous either way.
I feel like Fabulous is a fly guy. He clearly puts effort into what what he wears.
But the critique is way more than just what y'all.
He probably got a stylist too.
No.
He probably do.
He doing it.
If I had to guess.
No. He wearing some shit I wouldn't do, but it look fly doing it. So like, I would teach his own. Like, but I don't think he said they the oldest YNs, 50-year-old YNs,
and that was the main critique. It was way more than just. It was way more than just like
he said
the way they dress.
Just
overall,
his knees is out with his holes in his pants, the hat to the back. What he was saying was funny. It was true, but like, I don't think nobody took it personal but Mano.
Well, that was the main critique, is that a lot of these New York rappers that were popping in the late 90s and early 2000s are now essentially living their quote unquote, as Nas said, second childhood. You know what I mean? Like, they're now kind of just trying to appeal to the youth to the point where they're not being respectable OGs and they're trying to copy the trends instead of set them. That's how I read what academics.
Senior citizens is a phrase that has got a lot of use.
See, but that's like kind of like trying to put the way you think and how you think shit should be on people. Just because I'm 45 or 48 years old, who the say that I can't wear some True Religion corduroy, or I can't, you know what I'm saying, do this and make it look swagged out. Well, I'm supposed to be in some overalls and some Route 66.
No, but definitely there is, like, you could make, there are fashion trends that are fine for an 18-year-old that if you're 50 years old, you just should not be doing, right?
It's like, also more.
I remember a time period when I used to go to the club, everybody rocking Then you walk outside, you see a 50-year-old dude rocking Ed Hardy. It's like, holy. Like, at least the Ed Hardy on like a 20-year-old look kind of normal, and then I'll see a 50-year-old and just be like, God damn, ruining it. Like, and I never thought it was that cool.
Now,
but
that's like back then seeing a 60-year-old wearing baby fat.
No, I think it's kind of different like this. Like, if you now it's different. Like, if you got a that's like that age and he's just sagging his pants, he's got them pants to the floor, he trying to swag walk. But just because I might want to, you know what I'm saying, still wear some that they say resonate with a younger crowd, man. Like, who is society to tell me that I'm trying to be a YN? This is what my clothes.
But everybody has opinions about fashion, and I think it's normal to base those opinions on what's normal for your age range, and especially like as people get older and are at different points in life, it's normal
who made this up though. What's what for
society as a whole though?
You're supposed to
follow that.
Evolve.
But if you lose you could either follow it or you could accept the fact that people are going to roast you for having weird fashion style if that is the case, you know?
Yeah,
but it's more than
probably motherfuckers, and I ain't even talking about academics. I mean, the majority of the motherfucking money then.
Okay, so if you see a 55-year-old in Chucks, you ain't going to look at that crazy?
I've seen a 55-year-old Chucks. I see older Chucks that ain't that.
Our big homies though.
With it.
And I know the
I've seen them in Chuck Taylors. They might have some jeans on with a cool shirt. I've seen them in Chuck Taylors. Like, if you know how to wear a Chuck Taylor, make it swagged out. It ain't like they got the Chuck Taylors with the fat laces and it folded down and they trying to gang bang.
It's not
I'm out there Chuck Taylors right now,
children.
and I have some designer pants on.
Okay.
With nigga, the designer belt,
person on that
white tee or
podcast?
something.
Actually, the oldest person is Mano, who is 52.
52.
But they look good to be that age.
So
Mano does not look 52. He looks significantly younger than that.
Man, they living good. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure they eating good. You know what I mean? But all right. I think you supposed to evolve as you get older. Like, you ain't gotta, like, you know what I'm saying, do nothing. But I think
feel you should still have your inner child though.
Inner child?
That as well. Yeah.
Because if you don't never have your inner child, then it's like you're gonna lose everything about yourself. You don't even want to rap no more, whatever you're doing. It'll be like,
okay, but the thing that people are getting at is that you should dress in a way that represents not only what you are doing with your life, but also like what you want to be doing with your life. And the example of that would be, I remember seeing Joe Budden 10, 15 years ago, dressed like his outfits were routinely mocked. Lush will remember what I'm talking about. You know, a lot of fashion choices from early in Joe Budden's career where he was dressed in a way that did not age terribly well. And I think that Joe Budden is someone who at a certain point realized, whether it's because he got a stylist or because he just figured it out himself, is that if he wanted to enter into this next stage of life in which he's going to be well into his 40s, running one of the biggest podcasts in hip hop, you probably shouldn't just be wearing your homies merch that they gave you. You should probably be putting some thought into how you dress. And I think that that is reasonable for us to expect of people, that when we see somebody who's 50 and they still dress like the way that we expect an 18-year-old kid to wear, like, we're going to naturally think that that's funny. If I see you when you're 50 years old and you're rocking a Hellstar sweatsuit, I'm probably going to think like that maybe doesn't necessarily look appropriate, whereas if you're 18, that looks totally normal.
I didn't think it was all about just strictly the fashion that Academics was referring to. It was
he's talking about how they carry
the
themselves
behavior.
also.
Yeah. No, because keep in mind, Ack very recently had Jim Jones like screaming in his face, acting like he wanted to fight him at the NBA Youngboy concert, which I think same deal. It's like Jim Jones is basically just as old as like a Jay-Z. And you would not see Jay-Z behaving like that. Jay-Z is like, Jim Jones is like damn near as famous, at least in our world, as Jay-Z. But Jay-Z, meanwhile, like plays this laid back role. And if he's got a problem with you, he's not going to just yell in your face at a concert. I get that. I get Axe criticism for sure.
Yeah, I just like ain't with like putting no boundaries and standards on me based on what society think. I think it's about, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. So like if I see an older dude in an Ed Hardy suit, yeah, I'm gonna look and be like, okay, man, OG hip. Now, if he's sagging, his pants down low, I'm gonna be like, man, what the hell? And it ain't no different, you know what I'm saying, from you seeing an older woman, like if she's out there just like with a net fit on, trying to show her titties. Now it's just like, yeah, hold on, now OG, what you doing?
But that'd be like if I see a 40-year-old baddie rocking a
40 not old though.
Yes, it is. I'm 42. It's old. 40 is old. You're damn near about to not have kids. Your period's about to stop. You old.
No. Let me point something out to you.
Nah, but let me finish my point.
And this 50s is not the same ones as when we was kids.
All right, but we're talking about right now. I'm saying a 40-year-old woman. If I see a 40-year-old woman and she's wearing like a normal outfit, I'll probably think like, oh, she's hot, whatever. If I see a 40-year-old woman and she wearing camo orange cargo pants, which this happened on Melrose back in the day. I used to see grown mothers coming down the block rocking narcotic 3-color camo cargo pants. Purple, orange, and yellow camo cargo pants. We would be laughing at her because she's not dressed her age. She's dressed like a teenager.
Okay, so yesterday I seen like a bra for sure. Me just like giving her age like a red bone. She looked like she was at least about like 45.
Mm-hmm.
Body like banging, like that snapback, like this no BBL, natural.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, she had the little shirt on, you know what I'm saying, showing the belly, the little belly button, the tight jeans on with the Gucci belt, you know what I'm saying, with the matching Gucci shoes.
That's designer.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty good. Yeah.
You don't outgrow designer, bro.
Yeah. But I'm just talking about just even like the jeans, how tight the jeans was and her showing her stomach. It's like a trying to say, oh man, you 45.
But what if she was fat as wearing those same pants? She gonna look retarded. It's like you gotta dress in a way that's appropriate to your body type. Yo,
that's what I was saying.
There's hella. It
don't matter what you wear.
Playboy Cardi.
It ain't what you do.
Playboy Cardi rocks fits and looks so cool that kids all over the world make that their profile picture. If I wore the same fit, I would look like a idiot because he is skinny. He's, I think, 32. He's like at least 10 years younger than me. He's black. He's cool. He's a different type of dude. And yes, I still wear Nike Techs. I see people saying that in the chat. Me, when I come on this podcast with a Nike Tech, that's basically like me being like, yo, I didn't want to get dressed. That's me being like, yeah, I rolled out of bed and came here. Because that's I mean, even just me in general, my attitude on fashion is I'm a white guy in my 40s. And if I feel like rocking something a little bit fashionable, cool, I will do that from time to time. But for the most part, I'm rocking the same T-shirt, the same hoodie, the same pair of jeans. I'm dressing like a regular ass guy. That's just my attitude. That's where I want to be at.
I don't think 40 is old though.
Okay, but what is old in comparison? Yeah, it's not 50, but it's not 40. 40 is what it is. For most people, 40 is past. 40 is past the halfway point of your life. For most people,
you hit 50, you got to kind of shift, bro.
Bro, if you aren't shifting already by the time you're 40, then you fucking up. Because 40, your life should be going through some changes by the time you're getting around 40.
For real.
You know, it's like a lot of shit that was cute when you were 20 is just not that cool anymore at 40.
And you know, some people don't even care about things like that because if you choose to live your life as an artist, for example, someone like me, I'm about to be 44 in a couple weeks. I don't dress my age. I don't act my age.
How you supposed to dress at 44? You're supposed to have a suit
But
on?
why are you acting like there's no possible way that there should ever be a standard or like a common conception of how somebody should dress? Like if you rock an outfit and you walk out the house and 90% of people are laughing at you and think you look like a retard, I mean, you could kind of take that at face value, right?
That's their opinion as long as you keeping your creative space and free will. Like I said, like, yes, if you, like I said, if you a certain age and you just coming out and you got a net shirt on with your titties showing, exactly that. But I'm just saying, like, it ain't about what you do, it's how you do it. And then, I mean, it's just like you being enslaved to laws that the society put out there, because should the church tell you to come as you are and you would come in there a certain way, you come in there with a tank top on, you know what I'm saying? People in there looking at you like, man, what? And you like, shit, this is what y'all Bible say. Who are you to judge me because I came in here with a tank top on?
A gay man wear whatever he want to wear, then pop it how he want to pop it. Like,
is that a gay man?
A gay man. He'll wear whatever he want to wear, pop it how he want to pop it.
But they still got their own standard. They're way more fashion conscious than us on average.
Right to us, man, he gonna feel right, and they little culture gonna feel right what they weren't.
It is all about the culture for sure. Because if we go to India, everybody in India are gonna think that you guys all dress insane, and you're gonna think that they dress like, I don't know, like they're not trying. Probably
look and be like America.
Hey, listen, I think you dress according to your lifestyle. Since you hip hop, you dress hip hop.
40-year-old
That's the
wigger.
thing with you. You know what I'm saying? So, but. Man, you gotta age gracefully, bro. You can't be going. You know what I'm saying? That's just my take your own.
Okay,
X4 was here definitely before 4 Extras.
Okay, you are right. January 2nd, 2024 was the first 4 Extra interview. January 2nd, and then X4 October 30th, 2023. So like,
yeah, but
it was like 2 months apart.
You got, for you to even want him up here, he's already has his movement going on.
For sure, yeah.
4 Extras probably was doing time.
Yeah, well,
Crip Mac was the it factor, but he's from 5'5".
Well, Crip Mac and 4 Extra did do a podcast together. I think it might have been, I think Jinx did the first ever 4 Extra content.
Crip Mac started hitting with great skits with Rick Rock, and then when you brought him on board, he went up.
No, Crip Mac was on No Jumper before he did any kind of content ever.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
He was doing skits with Rick Rock.
No.
Yes.
No.
Listen, he wasn't here when him and Blueface was supposed to fight.
Before I found Crip Mac, the only kind of content that he was doing was sitting in his car saying, Cap, hit up the credit doctor. He gonna fix your credit. And then I'm gonna go get me a 40.
He was doing skits with Rick Rock.
No, that came after.
We want to bet?
Sure. Rick Rock.
Man, you out your damn
Crip
mind.
Mac. We're not gonna find
You ain't
anything.
gonna find him. He took them all down.
You're not gonna find anything from before we worked together in general.
Listen, this is how I know. He wasn't here when him and Blueface.
$30 to a billion.
All right, man. So yeah, man. Act was crashing out, basically saying like y'all in my field, y'all in my lane, man. I built this podcast and shit. Y'all can't tell me nothing about this. Manio crashed out my act. You feel me? Telling them like, hey, weren't you in that Discord room with that 15-year-old boy trying to tell him to talk, get him to talk sexual, and the boy said he wasn't gay. A lot of shit. So what do you think, man? Do you think that Jim Jones, Manio, and Fabulous dress their age? Do you think they dress crazy for their age? Let me know in the comments, man. We going to the next one. Follow me on Kick, Twitch, Discord, IG, TikTok. like, share, hit that notification bell so I know y'all still there so I could throw 2 minutes in the air. Join the community. Let's get to 4,000 subs, y'all. We gone.